welcome back to 52 Weeks of Beauty. Today's video is going to be about issues with tape-in hair extensions. And I have only received about 4 emails from girls being like, oh my gosh, help, the tape-ins fell out on the first wash, or this issue happened, or this issue. And I really worked back and forth with them, and they would even email me, some of them, like long step-by-step instructions on every single thing that they did, so I could see, like, you know, maybe what might have caused some of those issues to happen in the first place. So after going back and forth with these girls, I decided it would be a good idea to share all of, you know, what they said and what I said with you guys. So in case you maybe have some of the same issues, or you haven't tried tape-ins yet, that here are some issues that a few girls have had. And I kind of narrowed it down to about 5 main issues. So we'll go through them really quick. The first thing I wanted to say is 2 of the girls used the Walker tape I recommend, and 2 did not. So I don't think it's really going to be about the tape right now. I think it's more about, you know, how they did certain things. So the first issue is, oh my goodness, the tape-in extensions fall out within the first wash. Like when I get those emails from you girls, I'm like panicking. I'm like, I gotta get somewhere, I gotta help these girls out, I don't care where I'm at, I have to write them back. You know how I say wait 24 to 72 hours to first get your hair wet, or shampoo, wash your hair with tape-ins in, because your hair needs some time to get used to the tape-ins and all of that. Okay, that's true. One thing I think I should have mentioned is you have to be so super careful for the first week. Not just for the first few days, but the first week. And after that, I really feel like my extensions are like rock solid in my hair. I have never had an issue with them ever falling out, and I just feel horrible for the ones that happened to. So I want to see if I can maybe help, you know. Anyway, already said that. The first reason that tape-ins might fall out, and I hate even saying that out loud. You know how when I say you can double weft your double wefted extensions together, most clip-in extensions, if you're using clip-ins and taking the clips off, come with a double wefted machine, really tightly wefted piece. Then some of you probably want to make, you know, add 2 pieces together and put that in one row on your hair for more fullness, which I totally get. The thing that is, you know, when I go through my videos, I say to use tape always. So, you know, put tape as the in-between for those 2 wefts together, and then you're going to put tape on the outside of each as well. Well, one of the girls used liquid gold it's that bonding agent. It's kind of like a gold color you get at Sally's, and it's an adhesive that's, you know, liquid, and she did it to put her wefts together that way, and it fell out in the shower right away. And here's why. The liquid gold is not waterproof. And there are some liquid adhesives out there that are. There's one called Ultra Hold, and actually Walker Tape Company makes that. And I haven't tried it. I couldn't tell you for sure how water resistant it is or waterproof, but I know the tape-ins are waterproof and water resistant, and they last a really long time. So why not use the tape that we know already is going to work for the rest of your, you know, hair and staying in? Just use that to sandwich the wefts together. It's one more strip of tape. It's this much more expensive than, you know, the other way. I mean, it's than using liquid gold. I mean, just one more little piece of tape. I think just go that route, and you will feel a lot better and a lot more secure. Okay, next thing is another girl used clips in the shower when her hair is wet, or a clip. She likes to put her hair up when she is shampooing or conditioning, and I understand that, but I just would say no, don't, especially the first week. After the first week, like I said, your hair is a little bit different. I'm super, super careful with my hair all the time anyway with tape-ins. I'm always holding when I'm brushing, always holding when I'm flat iron. You know this. I never just go through the middle of the day and I just feel like I need to brush my hair and I'm just like yank, yank. Like, no, like when I flip my hair upside down and I blow dry it, I'm not taking a brush and running it through it like that. I'm always holding it, and I'm always really careful. If I do flat iron without holding it, it's because I already brushed it through, and I can go ahead and just silky, you know, do it like that. You just want to be super careful. I would say if you have to use clips in the shower because that's just the only way you feel comfortable, like, you know, getting your hair out of the way while you shower, just make sure you're not clipping the actual tape part. You know, gather your hair, put it up, and then just clip at the top of your scalp. So just the loose parts of the bottom of your extension and the top of your hair is the only thing that's being clipped. But again, I wouldn't recommend it for the first week especially, just because when you're clipping your hair up, you are kind of technically pulling it a little bit in the opposite way of what it's trying to get used to. Your hair is trying to get used to being in your hair like in this way, like a down way with like gravity, not the other way. So it's good to let the first week, you know, get used to it like that. And then you can do the clip if you need to. And then you can also do top knots and all of those things, you know, which I'm still going to do a video on hairstyles with tape-ins, but that's to come. Another reason for tape-ins maybe falling out is one of the girls, you know how I say flat iron the weft, you know, with the tape on it before you peel the backing off and put it in your hair. So what she did that, but then when she put it in her hair, she flat ironed it in her hair also. And no, how can I say this? Like, you don't need to do that. And you don't want to flat iron it. You know, that 1 second clamp hold is all you need. And you don't want to do it longer than that. And you also don't want to do it longer while it's in your hair. First of all, even though your natural hair is resting over that tape-in part once you put it in, and say she's just gathering the part with her hair over it and just doing it like that to try to secure it, there's still going to be a little bit of tape that's exposed, and that can get on your flat iron, and I just wouldn't recommend that. It can be really melty and gross. And also, you don't want, you know, the reason I flat iron is with the backing on. You don't want a chance that you're flat ironing and getting the tape when it's completely like a little piece is exposed, because that can melt into your hair. And if it melts into your hair, then, I mean, I don't know if I should say melt, but the adhesive can get more, it can get really hot, and it can come off the tape, and it can get in your hair, and then your tape doesn't have the adhesive anymore. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So that could be another reason why it kind of got loose and fell out and that sort of thing. So don't flat iron the tape part in your hair after installation. We talked about it in another video when I went through my frequently asked questions. If you need to flat iron because you have a kinky curly part of your natural hair at the tape-in line, that's fine. Just do it quickly. Try not to concentrate on the taped part though. Like, try to do it right where your hairline is, or right below, or, you know, that sort of thing. So, okay, last reason for tape-ins to fall out within the first wash or whatever, I would say, is your tape that you're using isn't wide enough for the heaviness or the thickness of the wefts that you're using. Okay, so 1/4 inch is perfect for hand-tied hair, because hand-tied hair is tiny, 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 tiny. We talk about that. It's so light, it can handle the 1/4. The 1/4 inch tape is so tiny. It's fine, that works, it can do it. 1/4 inch for a regular machine weft, whether it's double wefted or not, it's just, I would not recommend it. So the 1/4 inch is perfect for hand-tied hair. I don't think it's good enough for machine-tied hair unless you are, like I said, a pro and you're able to be ultra careful, I guess, if you really want that tininess of the tape. But I think I mentioned this before, my favorite size tape is the 3/8 of an inch by 3 yards, and it's because it's a little bit wider than the 1/4 inch, but it's a little bit less than the 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch is perfect for newbies and people that haven't done this yet, because it's a little wider, it's a little bit more support for all sorts of extensions. 3/8 of an inch I love because it's like the smallest that I would recommend for a machine wefted situation. Okay, or if you're doubling up wefts or, you know, all of that stuff, I think it's fine. So I would say, you know, one of the girls was using a 1/4 inch size, but she had, you know, a heavier hair, and I just don't think that would be I think that the weight of the hair, especially when it's wet the first time and has this little bitty tape, I don't think it's really gonna work, you know. So those are the issues for that, for tape falling out. So hopefully those, like, things helped you. And okay, so moving on to another thing is, another girl said she just put her hair extensions in, and I don't know if she had them in for 2 or 3 days, but the top weft started showing through her natural hair. Okay, here's what I like to say about that. Is if you have really thin hair like me, I mentioned this before too, I have to wash my hair with tape-ins in every 1 to 2 days, because if I don't, the same thing happens to me. Not the whole top weft, but I have a little calicky part, so it's like this big, and it would show through if I've slept on it, or my hair's maybe a little oily, or, you know, I was sweaty, or it's summer, and anything like that, because the more oils your natural hair gets, it's going to be more piecey, you know. And when my hair is freshly washed, I don't have anything showing through for the entire day, and even most of the next day. So if you have really fine hair with tape-ins, you're probably gonna have to wash your hair every day or 2, and that's just kind of the way it goes, unfortunately. If you have thicker hair, I don't think you'll ever have an issue with the top row showing through. Just, you're not gonna get that piecey oiliness that, you know, some of us thinner girls get, especially in the summer. So maybe thin-haired girls like me in the fall and winter won't be a big deal. Maybe you can go 3 days, but for now, in the summer, I think you're probably gonna have to do it every day or 2. Okay, the next thing is, okay, a girl wrote in that she She doesn't like when she reaches up and she touches her weft, her fingertips get sticky. And, I said this in a video, I'm like, don't touch it, don't play with it. Because here's why. Most of you girls, I think, are not doing the 1/4 inch tape yet, you know, because hand tied is, you know, a little bit hard to find still. And I think most girls have the machine wefted hair. So you guys are doing the 3/8 of an inch or the 1/2 of an inch or even wider tapes. So you have to imagine if the tape is a little bit wider than the weft, you're going to have a little bit of tape just hanging out. It will feel sticky. If you're sticking your finger up there underneath the weft, it's going to be sticky because it doesn't really have much to adhere to necessarily with the weft. It does with your natural hair, but not with the weft. So don't touch it. Don't play with it. And it's more sticky right after you get done blow drying your hair. It's more sticky if you've been out in the heat. It's more sticky if your, you know, hair is wet at all. But once my hair is dry and once my hair is completely like I'm just in air conditioning and all that, there's like nothing going on. I definitely try not to play with it because like I said, that if you're going to touch it and you're going to get a little stickiness and you're going to get really up in there and touch that, you know, adhesive part, you're getting your fingertips on that and that's going to make the tape loosen and that's going to make the tape not as sticky over time. And you don't want the oils from your fingertips to be right there. And I just don't, I think just let it go. It's not at all bad at all. I'm telling you, it's like no big deal. If you pretend your tape-ins are your hair, you are not going to have any issues. But if you're sitting around there and you're like really getting up in there and like, oh, I don't like this, and first, they're not going to last as long. And second, yeah, you're probably going to have some stickiness because it's tape adhesive in your hair. And just don't, and just let it go, and the world will be a better place. Well, the tape-in world anyway. Okay, and then I would say the last, maybe not the last, almost last thing is stickiness left in the hair after you take them out. So, you know, I love Weft Release by Walker for the removal process. And after you take out your wefts and you get in the shower and you comb through with all the conditioner, I did a shower video that really goes into detail, all the steps. If you're using all that conditioner and then you're shampooing with a clarifying treatment of some sort, whether it's the Big from Lush that I love so much, the Big shampoo, or it's the baking soda and apple cider vinegar treatment that I love because apple cider vinegar is kind of like, it makes your hair shiny, and the baking soda acts as a clarifying agent. So it really does help kind of strip out all of that adhesive. So if you get out and you've had your extensions in for longer than 4 weeks, you might have to redo the process again. And I mention that because you have to realize your hair, that stickiness is in your hair. It will come out, so don't panic, you know, it really will. And sometimes it's even better, and I've said this too, is just sleep on it. If you get out and you feel a little stickiness, be like, forget it. You know, I'm just going to sleep on it. Maybe I'll put an oil treatment in my hair overnight. Maybe I'll do a deep conditioning mask. Maybe I'll do the Queen Helene cholesterol conditioner overnight, put a shower cap on or some saran wrap in my hair, any of that stuff. Let your hair have like a nice breather, and that conditioner will help break it down too. And then the next day, you know, get in the shower, do the same process, and it should really come out. And if you don't want to wait till the next day, sometimes I have to shower 3 times, okay? Like literally do it all and your hair feels amazing. You start to blow dry and you're like, well, there's that little piece, this little piece. Right back in the shower, do it again, you know? So, and really get that baking soda and apple cider vinegar right on that sticky piece and let it sit for a little bit. These extensions are so fast and so easy and so affordable, and you can do them yourself. They're not 1,000,000% perfect the entire way around. There are going to be, you know, you don't have to sit in a salon and have like hours and hours of people doing your hair, but if you have to wash your hair 3 times, is it really that bad? No, but it can freak you out if you know, didn't know that. And so you're like, oh my gosh, there's still stickiness in my hair. Don't be combing it out dry or anything like that. Just go through the process again. And I promise it will come out. I have the thinnest hair in America that is like, okay, maybe not America, but I feel that way sometimes. I have like the thinnest hair, and if anything is going to get stuck, entangled in anything, I would think it would be mine, and it comes out. So yeah. And my hair's dry. Like it's dry. It gets oily quick, but it's dry because I color it. So that stuff sometimes will like to hang out in my hair, but it really does come out, I promise you, just in a couple, 2 to 3 washes. And if you have the time to do a treatment overnight, do it. It's so healthy for your hair, and it's just, it's nice. And then it's even better the next day when you wash your hair and the stickiness comes out. Okay, so I think those are the main things. One more thing that I wanted to mention really quick is this isn't really an issue, it's more of a question, a concern, like how do I phrase this? The sandwich versus the unsandwich. Girls are like, do I do the sandwich method? Do I do the unsandwich method? And the unsandwich method is the one that I do, where I am just putting the Weft double-sided on my scalp line, letting the hair drop over, done. The sandwich method is when you take a little piece of your hair and you take two one-sided tape pieces. So Walker tape at this point doesn't make one-sided adhesive tape. They make the double-sided. They're in the process of making it, and it will be available soon, and as soon as it is, I will let you girls know. Because there's, you know, that the one-sided is just sticky on one side and sticky on one side, and the other side's not, and they sandwich their natural hair between it, so then when you lift up that piece, it's not sticky on either side of it. However, the reason I don't like that is because, number one, I don't think they make the one-sided tape in a roll, and I like wefts in my hair. I don't like pieces. Personal preference. Some girls prefer it the other way, you know, because it is a little bit more movable and flexible and flowy when you have pieces throughout your hair. I can't handle that. I'm just too, I don't know. I can't focus long enough to be putting those all in my hair, so I'm just like, forget it. I need something nice and simple. But the thing is, when it's not sticky on both sides, your top layer and the wind blows, very easy to see. And I've heard girls, you know, having issues with that, having issues with matting and tangling and all sorts of things with the one-sided tape. I'm gonna give it a whirl when Walker tape makes it, because you know I love Walker tape. I'm like huge, major fan. So as soon as they make it and it's available, I'm gonna do a review on it. I'll do a review after I've worn them in for about 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, that's comparable with what I do now. So I can give you a fair review on what I think about it. Hopefully they come in a long string of tape or a roll, because if it's the pieces only that are one-sided, I'm going to be going a little kooky crazy, but I'll still try it for you girls to let you know what I think. Okay, and then I think the last thing is just a savings money tip, because I think it's an issue if you're a tape-in fanatic like me and maybe your beauty salon doesn't sell it and you're always paying for shipping and you're buying yours on eBay and Amazon. There is, I wanted to tell you, bigger sizes available. So this is 12 yards and 36 yards. And 12 yards is awesome because you know the other one that's, you know, 1/2 inch comes in a 3-yard size. And the 3-yard size, this is 4 times that, and the price is a lot less than if you were to buy 4 rolls. So this is a great, great, great thing if you're one of those people like me that, you know, wants to always, you know, take out your extensions and do it again, or, you know, every 4 to 6 weeks even is, or even longer if you do it, it's still a saving. So that's that, and this is 36 yards, which is, oh my gosh, a ton, like 12 times the 3-yard rolls. Yeah, because I'm good at math. And then the other thing I want to say is these are 1/2 inches. They do, let me see. Okay, so they also have 12 too, but I'm just showing you 36 right now because it's right in my drawer. They come in a 3/4 inch and they come in a inch size too. And here's a cool part. This is a reader tip that I wanted to say thank you for sharing this with me, because you really helped me and it was an awesome thing. She said, what about taking, you know, pretend this is a 3-yard size, because there's 3/4 inch by 3 yards and there's 1 inch by 3 yards as well, if you don't want to invest in this big thing right away for this purpose. These are great investments. If you're a 1/2 inch user, amazing. But I don't think necessarily these come in 3/8 of an inch, and you know that's what I like, but, or the 1/4 inch in this big, huge rolls. Just right now 1/2 inch, which is an amazing size too. So, okay. But the reader tip was, she goes, what about taking a 3/4 inch or an inch, you know, size tape and just folding it over the weft? So in essence, let's just talk about the 1 inch for now, because it makes more sense in my head. So just take the 1 inch and, you know, lay it on the weft, like only half of it on the weft, and take the top half and put it over top of the other part of the weft and flat iron it that way. And she goes, that way you're not using as much tape, you're actually saving money and everything. So not only would you be saving money if you got these big, you know, big rolls, but you'd be saving money if you got the wider piece too, because that way you're not using just 1 piece tape on each side, 1 piece tape on each side. You're using 1 piece of tape for both sides. You're just putting it a little bit higher and you know, bending it over and clamping it. The only tricky part is peeling that backing off, because you got to imagine the backing now is, you know, it's just folded over top of the weft. So I just lift up both sides and I pretty much just gather at the top and pull gently. And sometimes I'll even pull a little quicker than I normally would, because it just goes really nice and quick. Then you have a little bit more support because your weft is actually covered with adhesive tape over the top of the weft. You know, otherwise the weft was free at the very, very, very top. So if that makes any sense at all, awesome, because I don't know if it's going to, and if it doesn't, I'll do a video and I'll showcase, you know, that in the future. But I thought that was a great tip for saving money. And anyway, so you know I could talk for like a million more hours about this, but I'm sure this video got a little too long once again. I have a lot more to say about tape-ins, and I will be doing more and more videos on them in the future weeks. And sorry it's been a little bit delayed with some videos. Oh my goodness, I'm a little off track. I think I'm like 2 weeks behind in the year so far. But it's because I had 9 flights in a row over the course of like 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, and I have like a really sore throat and I feel really sick, but I was like, I have to do a video. I have to do a video. This is getting ridiculous. And you know the video is coming up with the contest announcement. I think it's August 17th, 18th range. And I'm so excited to do that video, and I can't wait to see who the new winner is. So that will be coming up in a few days. If I can sneak one more video in before then, I certainly will. So maybe I can, like, you know, be caught up a little bit. So I think that's finally it. I'm gonna go. Let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know what you think. Have you had these same issues happen to you? Have you had other issues that I didn't mention happen to you? Tell me, because it helps other girls, and I think if we can all just help each other be like pros in the tape and extension world, then that would be like the best thing ever. And hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.